Hey everyone, French Tutor here. Today we're going to learn how to farm for Ciaccona's echoes. I've been farming them for weeks now, so I think I have a pretty good idea what the best routes are now. Alright, let's get started. A few things before we begin. Okay, so we're going to farm the Gusts of Welkin echoes for Ciaccona. 2-piece is going to give 10% arrow damage bonus, and inflicting arrow erosion is going to increase your party members' arrow damage by 15%. And when she triggers this, she gets an additional 15% arrow damage bonus. So a great support Sonata set while adding some extra damage. And before we begin, and as tradition, make sure to take some sweet and sour pork. It increases your echo drop by 50%. Okay, so the best echoes to farm for are these 4 echoes right here. We have the cost 3 echo Capitanius, and then we have our cost 1 echo Sacerdos, Sagittario, and LaGuardia. You do have to complete or at least be at the main story quest of 2.2. So Capitanius is a semi-tanky echo. It also drops the Eternal Radiance set, good for Zani, Phoebe, and Spectral Rover. It has pretty predictable attack patterns, so you should be okay. Sometimes they get a little defensive, but it should be fine. And out of the cost 1 echoes, Sacerdos is the one that you actually want to farm the most, because they only drop the Gusts of Welkin set. If you defeat them pretty quickly, it should be fine, but they do have some weird magic attacks. Like if you get hit by them, you just stop moving for some reason. Sagittario are the archers, and they also drop the Eternal Radiance set. And LaGuardia drops the Midnight Veil set. So this is good for building Rochia and future Cantarella builds. So if you had to farm for just echoes quickly, I would farm for all 4 of these. They're usually all together. Now, if you don't have the 2.2 Avenolium and the Bohor Waters maps, and hopefully you have the Riccioli Islands unlocked, then you can at least start farming the Rage Against the Machines. There's one particular spot where there's a bunch of them. They also drop the Eternal Radiance set. They are pretty tanky and their movesets are kind of weird too. Sometimes they can parry your attacks and they can just pretty much do a lot of damage. So you just have to be a little bit careful. The next cost 3 echo you want to farm for is the Hurriclaw. They also drop the Tie-Breaking Courage set, so this is good for farming for Brent as well. Now these bears are very dangerous, like when you fight them up close. Try to use more range attacks if you can. Like if you don't pay attention, you might get one-shotted. And since patch 2.2, they got another new spot you could farm them in. Now we have all these drakes, the Glacial Drake, Electro one, and Arrow Drake. Glacial Drake is by far the best one, because it only drops the Gusts of Welkin set, so try to farm these if you can. Electro Drake also drops the Midnight Veil set, good for Rochia and future Cantarella builds. And the Arrow Drake also drops the Tie-Breaking Courage set, good for Brent. So these echoes are not a big deal. They're pretty easy to defeat and farm. They have interesting range attacks, but they don't have the best farming spots. They're kind of scattered out and there's not that many all in one place. A few spots I'm going to show you where you can find them, but I wouldn't go out of my way to just farm for these drakes. Okay, now let's start the farming routes. Hands down, go to Avenolium, Hall of Swordsmanship Ruins. This is the best mix to get your Capitanius echoes, and your Cercedos, LaGuardias, and Sagittarios. I would teleport to that resonance beacon right there and just fly up first and start with the top platforms and then come on down. And a bonus route I want to actually share. If you're on this platform here on the map, you can fight some cost 1 echoes and Capitanius, but if you actually go down this way, you could fly in and fight some Glacial Drakes and Cercedoses, and they only drop the Gusts of Welkin set, right? So it's 6 echoes free here. So this is an optional route, and then you just fly up back here afterwards to fight some more Capitaniuses, and some cost 1 echoes as well. Next, you want to go to the Tower of Ascension a little bit west. I would teleport to that resonance beacon and then fight those LaGuardias and Sagittarios in this line right here. There's a bunch you can fight. And eventually you head to the middle where you can fight a Capitanius inside and a ring of Sagittarios. But if you're kind of feeling lazy that day, you can just teleport to that beacon and just travel west and then just fight the Capitanius and Sagittarios. I do that sometimes when I don't really want to farm so many echoes. Go north a little bit and I would teleport to that beacon at the Path of Bestowal. Starting from the left, you're going to fight a Capitanius and some cost 1 echoes. You could work your way down and go around this path if you like, But honestly, it's kind of long and it takes long. If you just need some 3-cost echoes, I would just teleport to that beacon, fight that Capitanius, and then maybe just fly east and then fight the next Capitanius there and do that. Or if you really want a lot of echoes, just follow this route and you'll fight a bunch of echoes. If you need more Capitaniuses, I would teleport to the Tower of Salvation and Unity, northwest and northeast of the map. Yeah, and just fight a bunch of them in a circle in these 2 locations. Okay, now we're going to teleport out and go to Riccioli Islands, north of Rinascita. So we have a few options here. You can teleport to that beacon in the center. And then there's a bunch of these Rage Against the Statues in the middle. If you're feeling kind of lazy that day, you can just start off there. Or you just keep going west. Like fight that Rage on the bottom, and then the Bears on the left, and another Rage on the top left. And then if you want, you can just teleport back to the beacon and go east. Fight 2 of those Rage Against the Statues and the Heraclaw on the east side there too. Now we're going to Helm Village up north. So I would teleport to that dock there and then just head south and then follow the path here. Pretty simple path here. You do have to fly a bit. But yeah, you get a good amount of cost 3 echoes. Now let's teleport south of Bohor Waters. Teleport to the beacon on the bottom right there and just follow that path. But this is a second version of the map. Follow that same path I just showed you, but there are some optional drakes you can fight if you like. The route is not too bad, and then if you want to fight the Heraclaw on the bottom there is an incentive now because there's some glacial drakes, so it could be worth your time to go down there then. For cost 4 echoes, we're going to farm the Reminiscence Fleur-de-Lis. It's going to give you an additional 10% arrow damage bonus. You can farm for this echo fighting the weekly boss Fleur-de-Lis. Thank you so much for watching today. If you liked the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. I have a bunch of other echo farming videos on the left here. Also, I am streaming once in a while, so please give me a follow at twitch.tv/FrenchTutor_. Alright, take care now.